Welcome back to Math Mini Lessons, and in this lesson we're going to practice multiplying fractions. Adding and subtracting felt like a lot of work. Multiplying is going to feel like a breeze because of this first note. You do not have to have a common denominator to multiply fractions. You're simply going to do these 3 steps here. You're going to multiply your numerators, and then you're going to multiply your denominators. Let's show you what this looks like. So the first part are our numerators. So 4 times 1 gives us 4. And then you're going to multiply your denominators. 5 times 3 giving us 15. And now we're going to do our final step. But first, let me take a moment to just recognize how simple that was. Just to simply multiply across the top and across the bottom. So let's not forget that point. And now we're going to check over our last step. It has to be in simplest form. We want to make sure, remember we did our ratio tables, that we can have infinite equivalent fractions. But sometimes the simplest form, the very first, the starting fraction, is the simplest one that we look for. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 4 and 15. And you're going to list those factors. And you're going to look for a common factor. So I'm going to start with 4, 1, 2, and 4, and 15, 1, 3, 5, and 15. And then you're just going to look. Do they have anything in common? Well, these two numbers have 1 in common. Here's the thing. When it comes time to simplify fractions, I'm simplifying the numerator and denominator by a common factor. If I use 1, does it change my fraction? No, it doesn't, because any number divided by 1 brings it back to the original number. So in this case, we already have the simplest fraction. It's already simplified. And that's what you're going to look for, Math Marvels. You're going to list the factors and you're going to look, is there any common factor other than 1? Because if we have 1, it's not going to do anything. It doesn't change anything. So you're going to look, do they have any other common factors? If they don't, then it is in simplest form. I'll show you what I mean in the second example. And I'm going to change my problem just a little bit. I'm going to do 2/3 times 3/5. So again, look up at the notes. We're going to multiply our numerators. 2 times 3 makes 6. Our denominators. 3 times 5 makes 15. So we have a product. Now we're going to simplify. We're going to list those factors of 6 and 15. So 1, 2, 3, and 6. 1, 3, 5, and 15. Take a look. You'll notice 1 again. So we know that 1 isn't the most helpful because we're just going to get 6 over 15 again. But they have another common factor. Their greatest common factor in this case is 3. So I'm going to use that 3 to simplify this fraction. And now I'm going to get 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. This is the simplified fraction. I'm still dividing. I want to make sure this is clear. I'm still dividing by 1 because it's 3 over 3. So these two fractions are equivalent. But this fraction is now in simplest form. So take 30 seconds, hit pause, and jot this down into your notes. And let's go into our teacher model for today. What is the area in square inches of a rectangle with the dimensions shown in the diagram below? So what are they asking us for? They're asking us for area of the rectangle. That's what they want. What facts do we have? We have our width is 3/16 inches and our length is 7/8 inches. So what's my plan? Well, area equals length times width. I'm going to multiply my length and my width together. That is our plan for today. So hit pause, jot this down. And let's put our fractions into action. Area equals length times width. Our width is 7/8 times 3/16. And you're just going to multiply these two numbers. And I get 21/128. So we have our product. Great. Now we want to check if it's in simplest form. So I want you to watch this little hack I have right here. Because guess what, Math Marvels? I am not going to list all the factors of 28. But I am going to list all the factors of 21. And I'm going to ask myself a question. Can I use any of these factors to simplify 128? And I'm not worried about the 1. I want to check, is 3, 7, or 21 a factor of 128? That is just easier to me than trying to sit here and think of all the ways to get 128. This is going to just take me a very long time to try and think of all those factors, and I might make a mistake and mess up. So it's easier for me to use my division with these 3 numbers. So let's see, I'm going to try 3 into 128 and think. If it has a remainder, it is not a factor. Okay, 4. So far, so good. 8. Ooh, so close. 8 divided by 3 is 2. This has a remainder, so nope, 3 is not a common factor. I'm going to do the same thing with 7. 7 into 128. 0, 7 goes into 12 once. 58. Once again, ooh, 8 times 7 is 56. I have a remainder, so 7 is not a common factor. So far we've eliminated this one and this one. Let's check if 21 actually works. Let's see, 21 into 128. Well, 0 for the first one, 0 for the second one. I'm going to guess 6 times on the last one. 6 times 21 is 126. So no, doesn't work. 21 is not a factor either, which means this is already in simplest form. We have no common factors. We know 1 is going to work, but it doesn't make it any smaller. So we have our simplified answer, and I'm going to put it into our answer below. The area of the rectangle is 21/128 inches squared. And done. Hit pause and jot this down. The biggest takeaways in this lesson: in order to multiply fractions, we're just multiplying our numerator times our numerator and our denominator times our denominator. And to make sure our answer is in simplest form, look to see if they have any common factors. Hope this clears things up. Get to practice, and we'll see you in the next lesson.